Welcome back to Patriot Power Products Trusted Guides and Reviews, where everyone's favorite hosts, Jim and Ann, talk about essential information you can use right now, and the best products and the best discounts available online and elsewhere for patriots following the American way.
Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive today.
Yeah, glad to be here.
We're going to be taking a look at this awesome book called The Core Principles of Modern Survivalism. A practical approach to self-reliance.
It's a good one.
And, we always say we're not about, pulling up in a bunker waiting for the end of the world.
Yeah.
This is really about...
This book gets it.
Exactly. It's about a more resilient life.
It's a much more kind of balanced and practical approach,
It is.
It's not about living in fear.
No.
It's about building these sustainable skills.
Yes.
And a resilient mindset.
Like they tell that story right at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, John.
About John.
John's story.
I think that's so important because he thought...
He went all in.
He went all in on this bunker.
Thinking,
Society's going to collapse.
Yeah, and
got to get ready.
And then what happened?
He regretted it.
He regretted it.
Big time. Yeah. So it's like, how do we have that balanced approach?
Well, that's what the book really tries to emphasize, right?
Exactly.
It's acknowledging there are risks.
Right.
But you don't have to freak out about it.
Yes.
Keep it in perspective.
Yeah.
Take some gradual steps.
Yeah. And I always think about...
Like, what's important to you?
Like a seatbelt.
Okay, yeah.
You don't get in the car and think,
right,
I'm definitely going to get in an accident today. But
you wear it just in case.
You wear your seatbelt.
Yep.
Because it just makes sense.
Just a precaution.
And that's what I love about this whole approach.
That's what this book is all about.
Yeah. It's there.
You're not living in fear.
You're not.
You're actually probably enjoying life more.
Right.
Because you've taken steps to
thought about it.
Address those likely scenarios.
Yeah. And that's why I was so excited to see that this book really emphasizes skills over stockpiles.
Skills over stuff. I love that.
Because it's not just about,
It's not about the gear.
having all this stuff that you may or may not know how to use.
Yeah, you might never use.
It's about
the know-how.
being a more capable person every day.
Absolutely. It's like, think about cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Cooking from scratch.
Okay.
Saves you money.
Yes.
It's a crucial skill.
Absolutely.
What about gardening?
Okay.
You're connecting with nature.
Right.
You're building food independence.
Food independence, yeah.
And it's enjoyable.
It is enjoyable.
Yeah.
What about first aid?
Oh, first aid is huge.
I mean, it's one of those things that you could use every day.
It's valuable no matter what,
Right.
Whether there's a major emergency or just a little...
Exactly. Your kid falls off their bike.
Exactly.
You know how to bandage a knee.
Yep.
And then they talk about relationships with your neighbors.
Oh, this is big.
I mean, that's something you should be doing anyway.
Building community is so important.
Yeah. But it also...
And it's part of resilience, too.
Makes your community more resilient.
Right, exactly.
If you know your neighbors.
You can help each other out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about...
It's like a win-win.
This whole approach.
It really is. You're improving your life no matter what happens.
Living a better life.
Exactly.
And then to help you kind of put all this into practice.
Yeah.
They have this... I love this...
I love this, too. Crawl, walk, run.
The crawl, walk, run approach.
Yeah. So where do you even begin?
Well, you start with the crawl.
The crawl.
The crawling phase.
Okay.
And that's about those basic essential skills.
Okay.
I'm talking like emergency contact list.
Okay.
Know how to purify water.
Okay.
Simple first aid.
Got it.
Having a little bit of food and water on hand.
Like a 3-day supply? Yeah, 3 days. That's a good starting point.
Okay.
Knowing how to shut off your utilities.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And then a family emergency plan.
Okay.
So if something happens, everyone knows what to do.
And so then you move into...
Then you're walking.
The walking phase.
Yeah, you're expanding your skills a little bit.
Okay.
So you're maybe extending your food storage.
Okay.
A little more advanced first aid, maybe CPR.
Okay.
Getting comfortable using some basic tools.
Okay.
Having multiple evacuation plans.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Different ways to get out if you need to.
Yeah.
And then maybe even starting a garden.
Yeah, okay.
Or learning how to preserve food.
So you're starting to see some real benefits at this point.
You're getting more confident. You're saving money.
Right.
You're feeling good.
And then finally
And then you're running.
You're running.
You've reached the running phase.
Okay.
This is where you're aiming for a higher level of self-sufficiency.
Okay.
So we're talking 3 to 6 months of supplies.
Wow.
Advanced medical skills.
Okay.
Maybe even sustainable food production.
Okay.
And you've got these robust community networks.
Like you're really
in it now.
Yeah.
But remember, it's a journey, right?
It is a journey.
You don't just jump to running.
No.
You got to crawl, you got to walk.
Yeah, and I think it's important
And assess as you go.
to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
As you're moving through these.
Yeah. Are you mastering the skills at each level? Are you maintaining the ones you've already learned?
Right.
Are your goals realistic?
Right. You don't want to get ahead of yourself.
You don't want to bite off more than you can chew?
Yeah. Because that's where I think people can
That's where the overwhelm comes in.
get overwhelmed, and then they just start
They just start buying stuff.
buying stuff.
Yeah, all the gear.
And that's what I think is so great about
Then they don't know how to use it.
Yeah. This book they're really emphasizing.
It's not about the stuff. It's about the skills.
It's like
about the mindset.
developing the habits
Yeah,
so that it
That's the
becomes
key
a
catch more.
lifestyle.
absolutely.
Not about,
Very much.
hoarding stuff in your basement.
Yeah.
It's about integrating it into your everyday life.
So, like, what
Yeah.
what are we talking about here?
Okay, so think about it this way.
Yeah.
Daily habits, weekly habits,
Yeah.
monthly habits.
Okay.
Simple things like in the morning,
Okay.
check the weather, be aware of your surroundings,
Okay.
keep your gas tank at least half full.
Okay.
Little things like that.
That's a good one.
Rotate your stored food so you don't waste anything.
Okay.
Simple stuff.
What about weekly?
Weekly, check your emergency supplies.
Okay.
Make sure everything's organized, in good condition.
Okay.
Maybe practice a new skill.
Okay.
And if you can, put a little money aside in an emergency fund.
This is little by little.
And monthly.
Monthly. Review those emergency plans with your family.
Okay, good idea.
Make sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
Rotate your stored water.
Okay.
And hey, maybe have a family emergency drill.
Fun. Make it fun,
Yeah.
Treat it like a game.
Exactly.
Keep everyone engaged.
And the point is,
Right.
it shouldn't feel like a chore.
This should feel like a natural part of your life.
Right. This is about...
It's not about adding stress.
It's about...
It's about consistency, not intensity.
Yes.
It's a lifestyle.
Okay. And that leads us into, I think,
Okay.
a really important part of preparedness, and that's developing that resilient mindset.
Mental resilience.
Yeah. I think people
Get this wrong.
they get this wrong.
Yeah.
They think it's about,
They think it's about being tough and
Yeah.
paranoid,
like, hardened.
hardened.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's about at all.
No.
True resilience is about
It's about being able to adapt.
adapting to change.
Yeah, with optimism.
I love that.
Finding opportunities
Yeah.
and the challenges.
Yes.
Bouncing back from setbacks.
So it's about perspective.
It's all about perspective.
Yes.
And being able to support others
Even when
even when things are tough.
things are tough.
Yeah.
So it's not about
Or
being
you're a robot.
a robot.
You're a human.
You're a
That's
human
all.
and you're going to have emotions.
You still have emotions.
Yeah. But it's about how you manage those emotions.
Okay.
And how you respond to the challenges.
So how do we...
So the book gives some good tips.
Okay, I want to hear these tips.
Okay.
How do we...
Practice scenario planning, but without the anxiety.
Oh, okay.
So you're thinking through potential problems,
Okay.
but you're not freaking out about them.
Right.
It's like a puzzle.
Okay.
How would I solve this?
So you're not getting
Not, oh my gosh, the world is ending.
overwhelmed by...
The what ifs.
It's about problem solving
Yeah.
and then build confidence through small wins.
Okay. I like that.
So maybe you cook a meal without electricity for a weekend
Okay.
or try navigating without GPS.
Okay.
Just little challenges to build that confidence.
So you start to feel like,
Yeah, like I can handle this.
I got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget the community aspect.
Oh, yeah.
We're not meant to do this alone.
It's so easy to fall into that trap.
It is.
Like, I got to be the
lone
lone
wolf.
The lone wolf.
Yeah. But we're social creatures.
We are social creatures.
We need each other.
We do.
And especially in tough times.
Especially in tough times.
That's when community really matters.
Okay. So before we move on, I want to touch on one more thing
Yeah.
that I thought was really important. And they talk about
Oh, yeah, this is crucial.
assessing your needs.
Before you spend any money,
Yes.
you got to know what you need.
Don't just go out and buy
Don't just buy a bunch of stuff
a bunch of stuff
because you think you should.
because you might not even
might not even need it.
need it,
Yeah.
or you might not know how to use it.
Exactly. So the book says, ask yourself some questions.
Okay.
Think about your geography.
Okay.
Where do you live? What kind of disasters are common there?
Okay.
What's the climate like?
Okay.
Urban, suburban, rural.
Okay.
What resources are available?
Okay.
Really understand your surroundings.
Okay.
And then
And then your family.
your family.
How many people are you preparing for?
Okay.
Ages, capabilities, Any special needs?
Okay.
What skills do they already have?
Good questions.
Right.
Yeah.
And then resources.
Resources.
What's your budget?
Okay.
What supplies do you already have?
Okay.
How much storage space do you have?
Okay.
Are there any community resources you can tap into?
Okay. And I think the takeaway here is...
Be realistic.
Be realistic.
Make sure your plan fits your situation. Yeah. And once you've answered those questions...
Okay, so then
they say, create a plan.
An action plan.
Yes, an action plan.
To stay focused and organized.
Okay.
So they break it down into 3 categories.
Okay.
Immediate needs.
Okay.
Short-term goals, long-term objectives.
Okay, so immediate needs.
So immediate needs are like the 30-day things.
It's a 30-day, okay.
It's things you want to address right away.
So like what?
Like basic medical supplies.
Okay.
Bandages, antiseptics, pain relievers.
Okay.
Basic water storage.
Okay.
1 gallon per person per day.
Got it.
Organizing important documents.
Okay.
IDs, insurance policies, financial records.
Okay.
Minimum amount of food, 3 days, ideally.
Okay.
And a basic communication plan with your family.
Okay.
So if something happens, you know how to get in touch.
Okay.
So that's your immediate safety net.
And then short-term goals?
Short-term, 1 to 3 months.
1 to 3 months.
Yeah, you're expanding a little bit. So more water storage.
Okay.
2 weeks worth, ideally.
Okay.
Increase your food supply.
Okay.
Start gathering some basic tools.
Okay.
Knife, wrench, hammer.
Okay.
Get that first aid training if you haven't already.
Okay.
And start practicing those family emergency drills.
Okay, great.
Regularly.
And then
long term.
the long game.
The long game, yeah.
Okay.
This is where you might be thinking about sustainable food sources.
Okay.
Maybe a garden, raising chickens, learning to forage.
Okay.
More advanced medical training.
Okay.
Building those strong community networks we talked about.
Okay.
And if you're able, maybe even alternative energy options.
Okay.
Like solar panels.
So you have a whole
Yeah, so this gives you a roadmap. You can start taking action.
Yeah, and I think that's so important.
You don't have to do it all at once.
No.
It's a process.
It's a journey.
And remember, this isn't a one-time thing.
Right.
You're going to reassess as you go.
Yeah, because your needs are going to change.
Your needs change, your circumstances change.
Exactly.
So your plan should adapt.
So you're not aiming for perfection.
You're aiming for continuous improvement.
I love that.
Right.
Well, let's be real. Let's talk about money.
Money.
Because a lot of people think preparedness is expensive.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
The book actually gives some great guidelines
Okay.
for making it manageable.
I need to hear this.
All right.
Yeah.
So first of all, try to allocate 5 to 10% of your income
Okay.
towards preparedness.
Of your monthly income.
Yeah, your monthly income.
Okay.
But before you start buying stuff,
Okay.
prioritize skills training.
Okay.
Knowledge and skills go a long way.
It's like
And they're often more affordable than buying a bunch of beer.
teach a man to fish.
Exactly.
Right.
You'll be able to provide for yourself.
Okay.
And the book also says quality over quantity.
Especially for essential items.
Okay.
You know, buy things that are going to last.
Makes sense.
Look for multi-use tools, supplies.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that can serve multiple purposes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to buy everything at once.
Right.
Start small, build gradually.
Like everything else.
Yeah.
If you're smart about it,
Be strategic.
you can
Yeah.
make it work.
Make it work. So some other tips.
Okay.
Start with items that serve daily purposes,
Okay.
like a good water filter.
Okay.
You can use that every day,
Right.
but it's also great for an emergency.
Okay.
Focus on knowledge before equipment.
Okay.
Do your research. Learn about different techniques before you buy anything.
Makes sense.
Shop during sales, off seasons.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, save some money.
Yeah.
Pool resources with your community.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe do a bulk purchase together.
Okay.
And invest in training before specialized gear.
Oh.
So you know what you're actually going to need.
That all makes sense.
Yeah.
And then finally, they talk about tracking your progress,
Tracking progress.
which,
It's important to stay on track.
is important for anything that you're trying to achieve.
Like any goal. Right.
Yeah.
You need a system.
So how do we do that?
Okay. So they suggest monthly reviews.
Okay.
Just check in with yourself.
Okay.
How are things going?
Okay.
What skills have you been practicing?
Okay.
What supplies have you acquired?
Okay.
Are you staying on budget?
Okay.
And then maybe a more in-depth assessment quarterly,
Okay.
and then a big annual review.
So really look at it.
Yeah.
Skills, supplies, goals, budget.
Yeah.
And remember,
This is ongoing.
it's an ongoing process.
It's not a one-time thing.
Yeah. Because your needs are going to change.
Yeah, things change.
The world's going to
You
change.
got to adapt.
So it's really about
It's about continuous improvement,
continuous improvement.
not perfection.
I love that.
And we're back for part 2 of our deep dive into the core principles of modern survivalism.
You know, one of the things that really jumped out at me in this part
Oh, yeah?
was how much they talk about information.
Oh, yeah. Information's huge.
It's not just about skills
Right.
and supplies.
It's about having the right information, knowing where to get it.
Yeah, how to filter it.
Yeah, how to use it.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because we're bombarded with it all the time.
we are, and it can be.
It can be overwhelming.
It can be so overwhelming.
You can get caught up in that news cycle
You can.
and start feeling anxious.
Yeah, like, what if this happens? What if that happens?
What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we...
So the book gives us some good strategies
Okay, I'm ready.
for managing that information intake.
Okay. I like
First of
Let's
all,
say.
set specific times
Okay.
for news and preparedness research.
So you're not just doing it?
Yeah, you're not constantly checking
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah, scrolling and scrolling. Doom scrolling, as they call it.
Doom scrolling.
You don't want to do that.
So you're setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries, protecting your mental health.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that can really take over your whole life
It can.
if you let it.
And then be mindful of your sources.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Make sure you're getting your information from reputable places.
Yeah, because there's so much out there.
There's so much junk.
That's just
Yeah, designed to scare you.
trying to scare you.
Clickbait headlines.
Yeah.
Fear-mongering.
So how do we know?
You got to look for evidence-based, factual information.
Yeah, what's a good source?
Stick to, well-established news organizations,
Okay.
scientific journals, government agencies, things
Okay.
like that.
So,
Places that have a track record of
it's
accuracy.
just that you can trust.
Exactly.
And then once you have the info, all right, so you've got the information.
And why?
What are you going to do with it?
Okay.
Focus on what's actionable.
Okay.
What steps can you actually take
Okay.
based on what you've learned?
So not...
Don't get bogged down in the hypotheticals, the what ifs.
Yeah.
Okay, think about what you can actually control
Okay.
and take action on those things.
So it's about finding that balance.
Yeah, it's about balance.
Between staying informed.
Staying informed, but not letting it consume you.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that can be...
You can get paralyzed by fear
Yeah, you can get paralyzed.
if you're not careful.
Yeah.
And don't forget to take breaks.
Oh, that's so important.
It is. Step away from the screens.
Yes.
Go do something you enjoy.
Go for a walk.
Connect with people.
Yeah.
Spend time in nature.
Do something fun.
Recharge, reset.
Yeah.
That's going to help you stay balanced.
Yeah. And I love how they
Yeah.
talk about creating routines
Oh, yeah. Routines are key.
that support your preparedness,
Yeah, they make it a habit.
but also your well-being.
You're not even thinking about it.
Right.
You're just doing it.
So it's not something that you have to think about
Just part of your life.
every day.
Yeah.
It just becomes part of...
So they talk about morning routines, evening routines.
Okay. Yeah, let's hear about those.
All right. So in the morning,
Okay.
maybe you take a few minutes to check the weather, check the news.
Okay, just a quick...
Just a quick scan.
Yeah, just a little...
Just to see what's going on.
Just to see what's happening in the world.
Yeah. And then maybe review your daily preparedness task.
Okay.
Maybe it's rotating your food storage
Yes, sir.
or checking your emergency kit
Okay.
or practicing a skill.
Okay.
Whatever you've decided to focus on for the day.
So it sets the tone
Yeah, it sets the tone for the day.
of being proactive.
You're starting your day with a preparedness mindset.
I love that.
And then in the evening,
Okay.
maybe take a few minutes to reflect. Think about what went well.
Okay.
What could you improve on?
Okay.
Update your preparedness records.
Okay.
Maybe log your expenses or your progress on a skill.
Okay.
And then plan your skill practice for the next day.
So you're already thinking ahead.
Yeah, you're staying organized
Yeah.
and you're making it a habit.
And I think it's important
And this is important.
that they also say,
They say spend time with your family.
yes,
Unplug from preparedness for a little bit.
yeah,
Enjoy each other's company.
have a good time.
Yeah, create that sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
It's important for your mental well-being.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be
Nice.
obsessed with preparedness
Yeah, you can get so
that it takes over your life.
obsessed with it.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
We want balance.
And weekends.
Oh, yeah, weekends are a great time.
Yeah, what about those?
For more in-depth skill building,
Okay.
maybe you spend an afternoon gardening
Okay.
or take a wilderness first aid class. Okay.
Or have a family preparedness activity.
Oh, yeah, I love that idea.
Go for a hike, practice using a map and compass,
Okay.
have a backyard camp out, test out your gear,
Oh, fun.
Make it fun. Make it a family thing.
Yeah, the whole family.
But also make time for relaxation.
Oh, yeah, you gotta have fun.
Yeah, you got to enjoy life.
This is about...
Remember, the goal is to enhance your life.
It's about enjoying your life.
Not restrict it.
Yeah.
You should feel more capable, more confident,
Yeah.
not more anxious or overwhelmed.
Yeah, and so I think the message
Yeah, this is a big one.
that really runs through this whole
This is a clue takeaway.
source is that this is a journey.
It's not a destination.
Well, that's a destination.
There's no finish line.
Right, you can't just say,
You can't just check it off your list.
okay, I'm prepared.
And you're done.
Right, it's not like
It's a continuous process.
It's not like a to-do list.
Yeah, it's about learning,
It's a way of life.
adapting, refining your approach.
Yeah, because things are always changing.
Things change.
Life throws curveballs.
Yeah, and you have to
Be able to adapt to those.
and adaptable.
So
It's really about
getting better at responding to challenges.
yeah, and enjoying that process.
Enjoying the journey.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's about recognizing
it's not about
those small steps make a difference.
yeah, it's not about being perfect.
Yeah, it's about progress, not perfection.
All right, so just to kind of recap.
Yeah, let's recap.
We
right?
talked about
What have we learned today?
developing healthy information habits.
Yeah, information's key.
Integrating preparedness into our routines.
Make it a habit.
Yeah, and recognizing
And it's a journey,
not a destination.
not a destination.
We're back for the final part of our deep dive.
It's gone by fast, hasn't it?
I know, it really has.
We've covered so much.
We have.
I feel like we could talk about this stuff for days.
I know, right?
There's so much to explore.
So before we wrap up, I want to kind of,
Yeah, let's bring it all together.
yeah, like what were
What are the big takeaways
the big takeaways
from this book?
for you from this book?
Well, for me, it's that emphasis on balance
Yes.
that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
It's not about living in fear.
No, it's not about being scared.
It's about acknowledging the risks
Why?
and taking practical steps.
Yeah.
But not letting it consume you.
And I think that's so important because it's easy to get caught up in that.
It is. It's easy to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. So it's about,
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
yeah, finding that balance.
Yeah. Where you're prepared,
Yeah.
but you're still enjoying your life.
And that's what I love about this whole approach to preparedness.
Not about deprivation.
Yeah.
It's about
This is about living a good life.
it's about thriving.
Yeah. And being ready for whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
But not letting that fear dictate your every decision. Yeah, it's about being
And it's about being empowered.
empowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things I thought was so interesting
Oh, yeah.
was that they said that the most successful,
The most successful preppers.
yeah, quote unquote preppers
Yeah.
are not necessarily
They're not the ones with the biggest bunkers
the ones of all the stuff.
or the most gadgets.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have integrated preparedness into
Yeah.
their everyday lives.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's not about
It's not about a checklist.
just checking off
It's about who you are.
a to-do list.
Yeah. It's about building that resilience
Yeah.
into the fabric of your life.
Yeah. And they really emphasize
You talk about
that community aspect.
the importance of community.
Yeah.
And I think that's so crucial.
Because we're not meant to.
We're not meant to do this alone.
You do this alone.
We need each other.
We do.
We're stronger together.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes a community truly resilient. Yes.
it's that willingness to help each other out.
Well, I have to say,
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned so much from this deep dive.
It's been a great journey.
It's been amazing.
Yeah. So as you continue on your own journey,
Yeah.
remember, it's not about perfection.
It's about progress.
It's about progress.
And it's about
it's about taking those small steps,
celebrating your wins.
celebrating those
Yes,
wins
learning from those challenges.
from your challenges.
And never stopping.
Yeah. Never stop growing.
Keep learning, keep growing, keep adapting.
Exactly. And remember,
Yeah.
you're not alone.
You're not alone in this.
There are so many resources out there,
There are great books like this one.
like this one.
There are communities, online and offline,
Yes.
full of people who are on the same path.
So connect with those people.
Yeah, find your tribe.
Find your tribe.
Find a tribe.
Support each other.
Yeah, support each other.
Because we're all in this together. We are all in this together. So stay curious.
Stay curious.
Stay resilient.
Stay resilient.
And keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
And that is it for our deep dive into
The core principles of modern survivalism.
the core principles of modern survivalism.
It's been a pleasure.
It has.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening, everybody.